Or rather, give the invincibility frames, just use hindsight slash first. There we go. Alright. And that is a fisheye stone. I forgot those things. Drop those. Oh, there's another one there, too. Okay. Yeah, do not mess with sulfur saurians at this point in the game. Let's also make sure that, let's see, misshapen eye, petrified eyeball. Let's also make sure that the poison. Okay, the poison sacks can't be used. I want to make sure they couldn't like throw them at an enemy and have them go to waste or something. All right, so. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, this is a room kind of overlooking another room. There's a pretty nasty gauntlet of enemies in there. So, let's do a... Because I just got that Heartspud thing earlier, and we just got some nuts. Let's put our resources together. And... Oh, the Heartspud milk was only for Cloud Wine. Not that amazing. In that case... I think I'll just have to be careful with the heals. Maybe buff up before we go in there too. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I think that'll work. If he buffs us first, and then Ada does second. Oh, he's using his buff. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. We got an entire crew right here. All right. We'll use that to get out of dodge. All right. See some more enemies there. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. The guy swung his staff because we were too close range for him to actually use a spell. Okay. Here we go. Good teamwork. That fight can be a tough one. So yeah, that actually worked out pretty well for everybody to kind of... the pawns handled that one pretty well. Everybody grab stuff. But yeah, you saw that quest pop up for Renard. He wants some scrap iron, which is a item you get from the skeleton knights, I believe they're called. Anything else? I think that's it. Oh, we have a spot to mine. I don't think we can get anything good there, though. Unlike that one down in the lower area. Okay, and aha, this is the thing that drains the water, I believe. Perfect. Ooh, good call. Drakenel says Cloud Wine combines on the Green Warish. So that was... the Cloud Wine is a material, right? So combine... desiccated herbs, right. Or matured Green Warish on the potent one. Yeah, that sounds promising. Let's also hand off some of this stuff. Yeah, Adana should carry some. I know Mandrakes can be eaten too, so that's something else we need to keep the pawns scrubby mitts off. Although I think they are, yeah.
Advance slowly where visibility is poor. Will give us time.
All right. And I have enough waterfall roots. It's probably safe to hand some of them off, even though they're edible as well. Just because they weigh so much. All right, with the water drained, we can actually head over this way now. And you can see what I was talking about earlier. You can get up there and then get across. This takes us straight to the lower level, which this part's a little interesting. What you want to do is... actually, the first thing we'll do is we will leave real quick, because you can start the next part of this quest immediately, but I think it kind of makes it a little more fitting to get the instructions first, and that should pop up on your map. So let's do that. Plus, you know, not keep the guy in any more suspense than he already is about what happened to his friend. Okay. It got dark out there.
Jean dead? I see.
Can't really see him. I guess we'll do it that way.
I do not wish his death to be in vain, sir. I will do all I can, please. Might you survey these?
Yep, they were on a survey mission to acquire some
that he may know small comfort.
acquire some tablets, I believe. You do some archaeology.
I ask your aid, sir.
I've learned.
Yeah, investigate the ruins. Yeah, I think there is indeed a cave entrance back there. Doesn't really matter which way you go. You can actually go back down to the first part too. But we're just going to go the first obvious route. Let's get that light turned back on too. Because I might want to see what I'm doing, and you all probably want to see what I'm doing. Okay. So here, you no longer have Saurians jumping around. You've got undead to deal with. I think this is the ladder we saw earlier from the upper level. All right. The main thing is, you see the circles on the map? There are 5 tablets we need to pick up. And they're all kind of... They make you explore a little bit to get them all. If you don't want to bother with this one, I believe you can take them to Montebank and make copies, or if you play the game in New Game Plus, or you restart the game or in hard mode or something. Make sure I'm not going to get jumped. Okay. I seem to remember there actually are some ambushes in here. There's one. You definitely don't want the pawns to carry them because they are pretty heavy. But I think it's going to make me pick them up and then hand them off because they're quest items, yeah. Here we go. Adonis, you will carry those. That's what we brought you here for. Is there any point to this? No. Alright, back down then. It's 1 down. And next up... So far, so good. No enemies so far. What about this? What's the gather point? Huh, a large fish and... Oh, man, that poor guy. There's not a whole lot of... room for a fish. I think that was the grapnel spell. Kind of held to that the mage up in the air, and that was a phantasm showing up. Those are tricky. Is he still around or no? Okay. It's really easy to lose track of the fight here with all the because the undead spawn up out of the ground. It's really easy for a fight to kind of expand. You know, you chase enemies a little too far, and all of a sudden you're just getting completely dogpiled by them. Alright. There's another slate, I believe. Yeah. Oh, it's so heavy. Now, what else do we have? We got one up there, it looks like.
What's this?
Okay, we've got a... ladder leading there, and then, oh, I bet we can do this number. So where does this take us? Oh, it's not the chest in question, but it's right next to it. Okay. Can we jump over there and get it? No. And splat. Well, that didn't work. Okay, what else do we do instead, then? We got one over here, quite clearly. Aha, up there. So do we need to... Oh! What is that? Oh, that's another skeleton. Tried to get the jump on that one, but yeah, it didn't work out too well. Oh, there's a mage back there too. Let's get out of here. Oh dear. They do a lot of damage. Let's do a... Oh, sweet. And how about... I guess I could eat some rotten meat and... How much does that heal? Not much. Better. This is our reserve option. How about... I mean, pumpkin doesn't heal much. Oh, we got some of these. There we go. Okay. Mage is here, right? Yeah. That's kind of what I meant. This is probably 2 or 3 waves worth of undead I've accidentally aggroed. Shrapnel is a really interesting spell. I don't see it in use too often. Try to time that perfect block, but the deflect skill helps with that, but it doesn't guarantee it. Okay. There we go. Pretty intense fight. Ooh. You make it work for it sometimes in this game. More loot. So this goes to... Oh, not bad. This goes to where? More... this must have been that... Yeah. This is near where that one treasure chest was. Over on the side when I first started talking about how you could get around here with double jumping and stuff like that. Okay. And hand this stuff off. Heck, it's pretty heavy. Don't know how heavy they are as gems in real life, but... Let's see, what about this stuff? Yeah, I can hand that off. Circuit. Let's see, it puts us in heavy. Oh yeah, and this stuff too, we can just... yeah, we just have the pawns hold on to those, and whenever we send them home, it'll just dump all that and do our storage anyway. All right, back in average for a little bit. This is a dank place. All right, so let's see. We got 2 more of these. One of them's going to be back over there near where that side area with the one really rare. Hey, where that one rare mining point was. This is going to be the other piece. Right. So quest item, hand this one off. Yeah, definitely make sure you're not bringing a whole team of shrimps to this one. And ooh, more armor. Cool. I think I can probably jump over... Oh. In theory, I could... Yeah, there we go. This might work. Jump over there and start getting up to the upper level from here. This should take us back where the... I guess it doesn't actually work. Well, in that case, let's just head this way and work our way back up. All right, the pawns are pretty eager to fish. So let them handle that. Yeah, the robe I got for... I think it's the ancient robe that Ada's got. And that's going to look the part on the dress, just, the wrong color. Another Cyclops. I think this guy is like a really really weak tier for Cyclops. He doesn't have much HP or anything. We'll see. Kind of still up in the air how much damage he'll do, but yeah, that wasn't much damage at all. I don't think I'd ever realized they can damage you with that. We usually got one health bar, right? Yeah, he's not doing much damage at all. Yeah, that was kind of a cakewalk. Oh, that's our third Cyclops. That's another mini quest or another side quest down. We're supposed to kill 3 of them. Let's see, and I think I saw a misshapen eye drop too. That's gonna be another good one. What's funny is I believe Cyclops drop 3 of their drops, and the only thing that affects it is a rarity. So you can easily have a one-eyed beast drop 3 misshapen eyes.
What's this?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to hand the roots over to the pawns. Even if they eat some, I just have to deal with it. Yeah, those are just way too heavy. So give those to... Yeah, Leon's been on a good behavior holding those so far. And this should lead to the other... Should lead to another slate. Yep. Alright. And with that, and then there was one. Darn near maxing out Ada's encumbrance there. Here, where do we leave at? Or is that it? Ah, here we are. Yeah, I think this was where... Yeah, there it is. Yep, that was where the water started, so we couldn't get any further at the time. Makes you wonder how the Cyclops was dealing with being submerged like that. Yeah, I just realized, wait a minute. All right, so we got one left. It's over this way. And you can actually look down and see the lower level now. So whenever you come back, it can be a little tricky because you have a lot more... Basically, a lot of the enemies down there can aggro while you're up here. And if a pawn gets knocked down while fighting an enemy, instead of getting brined and instantly killed, which is bad, don't get me wrong. Ah, there we are. I think, looking at how that connects on the map, can we do it from here? Yeah, we would need to climb up the ladder from there. All right. Oh, didn't even see that. There's a funny bit of draw distance there. Okay, and I was there earlier. I guess I just missed that. Huh. Well, anyway, so we got all that done, and yeah. So if your pawn falls into water and they get brined, they're gone. They actually get kicked right back to the server. The host will get them back with no item and 3 stars across the board. So what some people will do, if they don't actually want to give pawns a rating or anything, is whenever you're done with somebody else's pawn, you just chuck them into the sea, and that's that. Yeah, I happen to like that whole part of the system with, giving people's pawns and giving them ratings and goodies and saying hi and all that stuff. Oh, whoa. I almost thought I'd run right over the edge there. Now, with that, we are completely done. Oh, I think I missed. Is that? Yeah. With that, we are done. So, head over, tell the priest the good news, and... tell the priest the good news, tell the priest the gospel, and then head back home. And get a little bit of XP first. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but this game has kind of a weird system where if you basically there's a graduated return on discipline points from XP, and the idea is that the weaker monsters are worth more discipline points, whereas if you get a lot of XP all at once, you get fewer. And the idea is that way you can't just turn in side quests all at once and grind up a skill really high or a class really high without ever fighting enemies in it. But yeah, so basically whenever you deal with weak enemies, they're actually worth the most discipline points for the XP they offer.
Sights such as these
Hey, Phoenix.
house engraved slates and other ancient texts.
That is indeed true, Hazlitt. You sent us here, actually.
Vast importance. If you see any within, oft-times age
It is a splinter the slates. Critical, you retrieve every piece.
every piece of the whole.
Well, we do in fact have every piece. Needless to say, I happen to like Watergod's temple, and it's worth doing it anyway to kill the Cyclopes and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't have a problem with taking it back home, getting them copied, and then coming back. You know, just be more trouble than it's worth.
The faith will see it done. In that you may
But you believe, so you're saying to believe in the faith, okay? I don't know if if I hold truck with that religion.
You have my thanks, Arisen. I shall break the sad news of Brother Jean's
Father Geoffrey, I think that's the guy in Grand Soren, yeah.
It was no fault of yours, sir. You've done your duty by us well, as the Father shall hear. Pray, do not let it.
I think I just realized looking over at Leon there, I haven't given him any new armor in a while. Need to go do that. So finally, after completely blowing the Shadow Fort, we have another successful quest on the to check off. So
I've gained quest knowledge.
I don't think it's not actually possible to fail that one. Well, I wonder if you actually don't need to do the 5 slates part of it. If you just leave and oh, regardless, we did it. So let's put the lantern away and go back to the castle. Stone away. Grand Swarm. So
Well met, sir.
here we are.
You have my thanks, sir. Terrible thing what happened to that monk. There was naught for it.
Terrible thing what happened to that monk.
The faith, as all humankind, are victims in the madness.
I don't think it was so much the dragons coming as they went on. They did their archaeology quest in a monster-infested ruin, and without bringing enough guards along. It's kind of
At day's end, the Duke has gained more.
yeah. At least Maximilian pretty much agrees it was kind of a necessary waste of life too.
I've gained quest knowledge.
All right. Good job, team.
It will be my honor to show you that the choice is.
Yeah, once you get 2 of them, you can immediately skip the rest of the worm hunt and to move on. But we're going to do all 4.
Certainly. Then here are the details. I fear this task is no simple call to action, sir. It will no doubt
Call
take
to
time
action.
and a more subtle approach than your other one. Perhaps you've
Oh, right, I forgot about this one.
Salvation.
Yeah, basically, before we actually go to the Catacombs, we have to figure out where salvation is actually meeting. We don't actually know they're there yet.
They are
So
a
we're
band of
going
heretics
to-
who worship the dragon and welcome the perdition it brings.
Perdition is a fun word.
In the chaos come with the worm's arrival. Their
Influence
influence
has
has
grown.
grown.
Yeah, Mason comes by, and that's kind of an out-of-sequence thing, where Mason says more trouble with salvation before you actually do this quest.
Good. I'll rest easier for it, sir.
Yeah, we actually have to... let's see what the pawns know about this one. Okay.
The one named Meredith has a good ear for information.
Meredith has a good ear for information. Who's Meredith? Huh. Well, let's see. Let's go. And actually, while we're right here, and it's daylight, I think there's one particular quest we can do. Do we have the stuff we need? We do. Let's go do this one. If we can, anyway. Where is the... Aha, here we are.
How goes your intervention?
Intervention. Wait, what?
However, as I have
Ah, right, we didn't actually finish with this part of it.
Arisen would purchase such a thing would allow your mediation to continue.
So yeah, you remember that we had to track down the family and give them to Sutherland to Fornival, and he wanted them evicted. Well, it turns out he actually just wants the money,
Of course, require your payment.
and we have it.
Arisen,
I thought I did this one, I just forgot.
of all people would understand. Now my obligations are fulfilled, and the tenants need not quit the land. I pray
Yeah, that was 8 goblins worth of loot, so not a Not much of a cost there. And I think we're good on that. Yeah.
Any rarity, right then.
I've learned what to do with this place.
Yeah, there is another event you can do with Simone there, but it's after this one the following day. So we will do that probably next stream, I'm guessing.
Giving of yourself to save a family is truly an action worthy of an Arisen.
I think so. All right, off we go. Then I think I'll go ahead and rest up advanced time, and actually I'll go check and see what we've got with Montebank too. While I'm here, since I know it's been more than a day since last time. I've been trying to avoid using the inn too much when I'm playing, when I'm doing stuff off camera, because that kind of, we don't get to see any of the stuff. I mean, you all don't get to see some of the reactions to Leon that people have had, which I think is part of the fun. You know, seeing what kind of ratings our pawn gets. So it's been like 3 weeks, I think, since I played last. So hopefully we'll get some good results. But I think I checked in 2 weeks ago, so it won't be quite as many. Got another golden egg.
I'm sure you'll find all you need. Why not leave?
And I think I'm going to give one of those misshapen eyes, since we haven't gotten any of them yet. Well, actually, yeah, we're going to want more of those shards, because they're a tough enemy for us to beat at this point. Yeah, let's just do that.
I'll not beat round the bush.
I think the agates are useful too.
A scrivener at the Black Cat here.
Yeah, if you have the patience for it, one thing you can do is use the inn over and over again and advance. You know, so basically use the inn, go to Montebank, get a new item, you know, just rinse and repeat. Which is you can use in Dark Arisen, you can use the Fairy Stone to go to Cassardus. There's only 50 gold instead of 500 to rest.
No surprise. I feel you
All right.
you're big. What will it be?
Speaking of,
Understood.
server says nothing. Aw. Come on, people. I guess the game just isn't quite as active as it was when we started. We've still gotten quite a few rift crystals, so. And actually, that's a good point there. Did I don't remember if this was before or after I did that. Oh, still Inquisitor. Okay. Let's see. You know, actually, for salvation, we want to wait until nighttime, right? Or not. Okay, we talk to people first. Yeah, this is kind of a fun one. You get to see who in town is actually a member of Salvation or not.
Let's ask around.
I'll talk to you.
The one named Meredith has a good ear.
Same tip. Let's see, I think that's the guy in here, right? Yeah.
Asking after salvation, are you? He'll be one of Mason's.
Actually working for the Duke.
All too eager, that one. He's been questioning everyone with his
Right. Then you find out that Mason has been too obvious in his spy stuff, and Salvation is ready for him now. But still good to... We still need that hint to get the ball rolling.
Favor a pawn who aids their fellow pawns, or one understood. I try
Okay.
to speak or remain silent as they say.
No.
Understood. I trust we will see many
And
victories together.
confident.
How shall I celebrate our triumph?
I think that's all fine.
Please.
Leon is a pretty confident dude.
Someone must know something about this matter.
All right.
Let's ask around.
So Mason looks like that is where? Right, down in the lower level. Okay. You get to see some parts of Grand Soren we don't normally. Let's see, I think the easiest way to do that one is to drop down here. That's a interesting bow.
Hello.
Ah.
Yes, Arisen.
Wow, that name. I wasn't gonna... Wow. Anyway, but yeah, it's all over here. Jeez. Keep it classy, Dragon's Dogma community. Yeah, we need to get to the lower level here. I think the game like makes Mason stay in this part once you get this part of the quest. And it is. Yeah, you can actually run around this part of town, and you can leave that way. There he is. And there's actually, if you follow the waterway, there's 1 or 2 fish gather points that I don't recall what they have, but they have some weird stuff in there.
Bearing good tidings, I hope. Else here to put you in chains, I wager. No, it's salvation.
Always about salvation with this guy.
I've had cause to ask the good folk of Grand Soren about salvation myself. Seems I'm cursed with a villain's mean, though. One look at
Yeah,
my
that's the
face,
problem.
stalls
You
a
know, nobody
man's
trusts
soul.
Mason. He's a little too eager about asking to really get anybody to spill it.
Had I your gentle manner, I'd have them singing
Now, what's funny is that we're playing Ashley when he has a whole gentle manner thing, and he always says that. That's not a female or male character line. He always says that one. So, of course, when I was playing on Ben's account, it was with a Torres Mendez-based guy. So it's like, yeah, giant, bald guy, huge beard and everything. It's like your gentle expressions. Like,
That's grand. Here, take this with you.
Salvation badge.
This quest now.
All right. So then we go back up. And there'll be more stuff happening in the slums later. A couple of stooges of salvation. Now that we have the badge to make them talk. And here we go.
The gatherings to take place down in the catacombs.
Yes, Lorax. But I'd say probably 80-90% of the pawns you run into are female. And more than a few similar to the lady in a corset and underwear called Slut from about 10 minutes ago. Let's see, there's one here, and then I think the other one is...
Say no more. I must confess.
Yeah, I love that this guy is actually addressing that. It's like, hey, wait a minute, you're the Arisen, you fight the dragon, why do you worship the dragon?
Though truth be told, I'm far from a devout myself.
Maybe he just figures you're there for the potluck dinners, same as he is. And then there's one more. Don't... Oh, is that her?
Oh,
Yeah, there she
I
is.
see we are kindred spirits, sir.
Armored battle corset.
Complete the gathering, then. Word is there's to be a high officiant presiding.
It's like the old D&D art, right? Like the
Not
Louis
possible, we
Royo
really
and stuff like that,
speak
yeah.
with one in such an office directly, mind.
Well, it would be Louis for him, I think, yeah. Oh, this is bad nowadays. Yeah, well, you were there, Sprawl, right, for when Mog was playing that latest MMO? It's like, yeah, the whole, scare quotes, female armor is alive and well. Alright, so, I think Ada does have the fire buff, right? Fire affinity, yeah. So I think we're just going to fire this pawn and replace him with, like, the next... Huh. Replace him with the next good one, I see. Because that way we won't be debuff. We won't be actually making our attacks worse by infusing them with darkness.
Business with the guild, sir?
Oh, how about you? You look sufficiently ghastly. Oh, that's because that's an NPC. That's a pre-gen pawn.
Hello. Yes, Arisen?
Oh, hey, Guy, you want to be him? Sure. Double warriors is kind of unnecessary, but
Yes, Arisen.
that'll work for me.
You can summon pawns as
This is a place
be
quite
they
racist
man
for
or
the guild,
pawn.
sir.
All right, so from here, I believe this actually is the exit we want to use. So we are going to the quests. Seeking salvation, yes. All right. And we could do this stuff, but Bernard's not even in town, so we'll have to do that later. Oh yeah, Volmira, we should probably go help him out too. Yeah, so before we turn in this quest, after we do the Catacombs, we'll knock out that stuff before we move on to the worm hunt stuff. Because yeah, this has that whole weird system of, you know, you eventually if you turn in quests, it will gate off previous ones. So you want to make sure not to lock those out. Fairy Tale, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I have heard of it with as a fantasy show and everything. Oh yeah, actually here she is, Lorax. All right. Okay, here we go. So this time, instead of heading east to go to Hillfigure Knoll and the fortress, we're going to head west. And there is one thing of immediate interest over this way. First of all, piggies. Kill piggies. But there is a couple nests of sulfur saurians out this way. Deer country. I don't think we ever do see any deer though. But yeah, the sulfur saurians drop those yellow poison sacks, I think they're called. And we need a bunch of those. I think we need 5 for an item that we want to enhance, that we're using currently. Where did the... Okay. There's also new plants when we start getting further west too, but none of those have appeared yet. Alt of interest. Alright. There they are. Okay. This can go south in a hurry, as you might remember from the last time we tangled with the sulfurs. So let's be careful. And request a buff too.
I'm on my way.
Let's see. So yeah, they see that one. Okay, this one saw us. Oh, there's another one there right behind, so definitely going to get hindsight slash ready. We're doing a lot better defensively with this armor Ashley has. We used to be in trouble with close range enemies like this. Go. Correct saurian skin. So I'll keep an eye on. I get the loot so it doesn't tumble downhill. Alright. And I see one coming up behind, and that just hit me with that poison attack. So now, it's not a bad idea as a fighter to keep your shield up when you're dealing with, you know, tough enemies like this. Alright, another one down. Alright. Yeah. That would have been bad if I hadn't blocked it. Oh, there's 2 of them right there next to each other. Alright. We handled that pretty well, I think. More saurian tails and poison. Alright. Yeah, that was a pretty good haul. Grapnel is actually doing some pretty good work. Kind of surprised. Rosalarx puts it, yeah, we run to boars, rabbits, and lizards. Deer country. I guess they've all been hunted. Or they all ran off to Deerfest in Alan Wake. Alright, I think that's probably all we needed on that front. So yeah, let's deal with these couple. I'm gonna start heading northwest to get back to the road. We'll deal with the last couple of saurians. Yeah, grapnel is being pretty good. Now, I never really used it much, or had NPCs, or had pawns use it themselves. But yeah, it's not bad. Sulfur saurian, where? Back that way? Okay. I have explored this way. Oh yeah. I was on the other side of the river to get to that's where the snakeskin purse for that one quest was. Let's see. I ran past quite a few sulfur saurians on that one. All right. So I believe there's a There's a chimera up here too. I thought, but maybe not. It'd be nice if I ran into one of those, because I need a. That's one of the flowers I was talking about. Yeah, because I need a was it beastly claw, I think, for one of the enhancements. I don't see anything though. Yeah, I was thinking of something else. Yeah, once you start getting to this part of the woods, you've got the Scarlet Angelica and Jasper Blossoms. I believe the blossoms are a gift you can use. It's good to grab a bunch of those. And I know the Scarlet ones are used for. I guess they're kind of like the red fantasy equivalent of saffron. But yeah, they're good for. Oh, there's a Cyclops back there. But yeah, they are good for items that are red to improve them. Kind of silly, but you know, there you have it. That's an armored one, so I think I'm just not going to mess with him. I don't mind me. I'm just going to grab the flowers and run. Yeah, and here's where the catacombs are anyway. So yeah, no point even messing around with that stuff. All right. That quest failed. We're goblins, but who even cares, really? I could probably be checking these fallen trees too. Probably about due to start getting the next tier of branches. And what they do to keep you from getting too many specialty arrows too early is they kind of gate some of them toward getting the higher tier branches that you only find later in the game. Move is so good when it works. That's one of the drawbacks on hard mode, is the resistances to stagger and a knockback are so high you don't get to send people flying the way you do earlier, or on easy. Didn't quite do it, they did do it. All right, let's go check this one out now that I'm talking about it. Cedar, okay. So nothing new there. Grab this stuff and then hit the catacombs. Yeah. Just looking around. It is very picturesque at times. This game is. It's kind of cool to kind of pan the camera around and set up the mountains in the distance and stuff like that. Really kind of gets the wilderness feel well. There's the entrance down there. Let's work our way back around so don't fall off and die after coming this far. There we go. I believe there are some things you can loot up in these caskets up here. One way to find out. Skulls. Oh, okay. Somebody buried their precious grenade. That's kind of out there. Full squint pouch. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be about it. Oh, one more. Ah, nothing wrong with money. You can't take it with you, but thanks for trying. All right, so let's top off at the Riftstone. Get our pawns recharged.
This leads down into the catacombs.
And in we go.